In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the ocean wave stitch. Really gorgeous one row repeater pattern that gives you the same pattern on the reverse as the front, and because we're using front posts we get this really gorgeous texture to our work. Looks complicated, it's actually quite easy. So for this tutorial I'm using a Stylecraft Aran. I think this is the colourway Empire. I have a 5.5mm crochet hook, scissors to cut off my end and a needle to sew in my ends. So we're going to start off by making a foundation chain. Now your foundation chain needs to be made in multiples of 4, and then we're going to add an extra 2 at the end. So start off by making a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. Yarn over, pull through the slip knot, that's 1 chain, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make my foundation chain just 20 chains long, but you can make yours as long or as short as you'd like it to be. So pause the video now whilst you make your foundation chain. So I have my foundation chain of 20, I'm going to do 2 more, 1, 2, and then we're going to start row 1. So row 1 we're going to start with a double crochet, that's UK terminology, in US terminology that's a single crochet. So 1 double crochet in the second chain from the hook, so we don't count the one on the hook, so 1, 2, so we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Going to do the same in the next chain, so insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to put 1 double crochet into each of the chains all the way back down the row. So pause the video now whilst you work your way back down the row, and I will see you for row 2. So I'm just coming up to my last 2 stitches of the row, and there's my final double crochet. Just tighten up my tail, and there is row 1 complete. So for row 2 then we're going to chain 1, turn our work. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, therefore we're going to be working in that very first stitch there. And in that stitch we're going to make 3 trebles. So again, that's UK terminology, in US that would be 3 doubles. So 3 trebles in that same stitch. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again in the same stitch, make your treble, and make a 3rd treble in the same stitch. We're now going to skip 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and in the next stitch we're going to do a little cluster of stitches. So we're going to go in with a double crochet, then going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the same stitch we're going to do 3 trebles like we did in the previous stitch. So this is all going into the same stitch. 1 treble, 2 trebles, 3 trebles. Going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do the same cluster of stitches again. So in with a double crochet, that's single US, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 trebles, or 3 doubles if you're US. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. and we're just going to repeat this all the way down the row. So 1, 2, 3 skipped, in there with a double, chain 3 and 3 trebles, all in the same stitch. So 1, 2 and 3. So continue all the way down your row until you get to your last 4 stitches of your row, and I will show you how to finish off the row. So pause the video now. So I've just finished my last cluster of stitches, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. So I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that very last stitch I'm going to do a double crochet. UK term double crochet, that would be a single in US. And there we have our row 2, and that sets us up ready for row 3, and row 3 is very similar to row 2, and it's also the repeated pattern for the entire project that you're going to work on. So for row 3 then we're going to chain 1. Chain 1 does not count, therefore we're going to work in that very first stitch, and we're going in there with 3 trebles. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that's 1 treble, 2 trebles and 3 trebles. Then we're going to skip over a lot of stitches. So you can see here we've got our 3 trebles from the previous row. We're going to go to the very last one of those trebles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a front post double crochet around that 3rd treble there. So we insert, we don't go into the top of the stitch, you insert and go around behind the post, yarn over and pull the yarn through, then complete your double crochet stitch. And by doing that you're pulling that treble forward, which gives you that lovely texture. So now we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work into the 2 chain space, which has just been hidden by that front post double crochet. So you just pull that out of the way a little bit, and in that 2 chain space, or 3 chain space, sorry, we're going to do 3 trebles. So 1, 2 and 3. And then we're going to repeat that. So we're going to go and find our 3rd treble from the previous row. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a front post double crochet around that post, yarn over, pull through, finish off your double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then find the 3 chain space from the previous row and do our 3 trebles in that chain space. 1 and 2 and 3, and then we do it again. So we're going to work all the way down the row, finding that treble, making our front post double crochet, chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 trebles in the last stitch, in the chain space. So continue to the end of the row till you've done your last trebles in the 2 chain space, and I'll show you what to do at the end of the row. So pause the video now. So I've just done my last 3 trebles in that 3 chain space, and I've got 3 stitches left. I'm going to skip over 2 of those stitches, and in the very last stitch I'm going to do a double crochet just to finish the row off. You can see how it's looking the same on the back as the front. So we now just repeat row 3 all the way through. So it's chain 1, turn our work, chain 1 doesn't count, 3 trebles in that very first stitch, 1, 2 and 3. Find the third treble, there's 1, 2, 3. Do a front post double around that treble there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 trebles in the 3 chain space. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we continue that all the way down the row until you get to your last 3 chains where you're going to put your single double crochet in there, just 1 double crochet. So I'm going to work up a few more rows now for you to see how it looks, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've just worked up a few more rows for you to see how it looks. You can really see the texture of the stitches there. Obviously it's the same on the front as it is on the back, because it's a 1 row repeater pattern, so it makes it ideal for blankets and scarves where you're probably going to see both sides of your fabric. Not much of a yarn eater, probably fairly average one. It looks like it takes a lot of yarn because of the raised stitches, but no more than if you were just doing it in trebles all the way through. So that's how to do the ocean wave stitch. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm to show it to other crocheters. If you would like to check out the Conquer Crochet shop, where I sell stitch markers and all sorts of other lovely crochet things, then it's shop.conquercrochet.com. I will pop 2 more videos on the side of the screen to help you on your crochet journey, and I will see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!